And welcome to yoga. We are going to have a lovely, gentle stretch today. So grab a block and a strap in case you need one. I'm not sure if you will, but always great to have one handy. And let's get started. We're going to lay down. That's where we're going to be. We might get back up again. You never know. So get yourself laying out on your mat. And we are just going to stretch. And by stretch, really be mindful of the feeling. So think about pointing through the toes, maybe just one and then the other, just starting just to move into the body nice and slowly. Really feel through the sensations. So thinking about what is happening as you start to point through the toes, thinking about the muscles beginning to tighten, and then as you begin to just loosen off through one foot as they release, just feeling into it. And noticing the contact points between the skin and your mat. Maybe noticing the sensation. Maybe it's cold, maybe it's warm, maybe it's sticky in a good way, maybe it's soft, smooth. Just noticing those feelings. And then starting to move a little bit further up the body now, noticing the heaviness of the hips as a contact point through the mat. Thinking about the length through the spine. Moving our way up towards the shoulders, wondering what's happening to the arms. Maybe they're high above the head. Maybe you can stretch out, really reaching those fingertips towards the wall behind you. And then just beginning to take those stretches from one side to the other. So reaching through the right side, finding that stretch down the side body into the shoulder space and relaxing. And then taking it into the left side. Really taking your time. It's nice to stretch out. It's probably the first bit of time you've had to yourself all day. So we're going to take just one more moment here just to really think about stretching between those fingertips, stretching between the toes. See if you can spread those toes. And take an inhale, lifting the lower back ever so slightly. And then as you exhale, release through the mouth. And just shrink off. Noticing the bend in the elbows, noticing as the elbows start to head down towards the mat, how the chest lifts ever so slightly just to accommodate that. Just breathing nice and slowly. And then options here to take the hands towards the belly and the chest, or you can keep them out as cactus arms if that feels good for you. Put them wherever feels great. And we're going to take some even breathing. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4, out for 4, in for 5, out for 5, in for 6, out for 6. All right, so here we go. Let's take an inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. With your eyes closed, your body heavy, your breath lovely and smooth and rhythmic. See if you can set yourself an intention today. Today will all be about stretching and opening. So maybe an intention along those lines. If in doubt, come back to kindness. There is never enough kindness, and certainly not towards ourselves. Okay, from here, let's take the hips over to the right-hand side. Take the hands and the feet to the left. Take a lovely deep breath in. Fill the lungs, feel the ribs beginning to open all the way down that right side body stretch. Option here to cross over that right ankle if you want to. Option to take that left hand around the right wrist to just gently encourage a deeper opening. Lots of options. Don't feel you need to take them, or if you want, just go slowly from one stage to the next. Maybe you can back out again if you just don't want to be there. Taking some really nice deep breaths and then sigh them away. Really giving your ribs that opportunity to open. The deeper the breath, the harder those lungs are going to have to work to fill with air. And then as you exhale, sigh it all away. Feel that heaviness as you begin to head a little bit further down into the mat. Okay, let's come back to our center. Take the hips over to the left-hand side, hands and feet to the right. Side by side to begin with, draw that left hip down. Shoulder on the left side, back and down. Take those nice deep breaths. Release through the mouth, sigh it away. Find heaviness through the body. Option to take that left ankle over right. Option to take right hand around left wrist. Or option to take none of them. Thinking about that left hip just anchoring down. Nice deep breaths here. And then when you're on your next exhale, just release the ankle and the hand, the wrist if you're there. Bring the body back to the center line. Draw both knees in towards you. Keep the tailbone down towards the mat. So what we want to do is think about that long spine. So from here, just drawing the knees in towards you, pushing through the heels. Keep the shoulders back and down. Think about the whole of your spine connecting to the mat. And now slowly bring the forehead up towards the knees. And then release all the way back down. Take the feet nice and flat. Take the arms away from you. We're going to take the knees down to the right-hand side and take the gaze over to the left. Nice and slowly does it. And then from here, we're going to take the knees back up to center and then take the knees over to the left-hand side. Gaze can come over the right if it's comfortable for the neck. Take the opportunity to breathe deeply into the belly. Taking these lovely long, deep inhales and exhales is a great way to calm the body, sending reminders for stress to disappear, focusing in just on yourselves right now. And then bringing the head to neutral, bring the knees back up to the center. And one more time, let's bring those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug together. Keep the neck nice and long. Think about the spine touching the mat. Shoulders back and down. Push through the heels. And then bring forehead up towards the knees. And then release that down. Okay, taking the left leg away from you. If you've got your strap nearby, great to have it just by the side of you. We're going to take the right leg up towards the ceiling. If you're thinking, oh, I can feel my core working and I just don't want that for today, then just straight away hook the foot with the strap. If you want to put a little bit of core work in, hip flexor work in, then just keep that right leg lifted. Just pushing through the heel, just for another moment or two, just another breath or two. And then I'm going to ask you just to take that strap and take it around the sole of that foot. So now we've got the weight of that right leg into the strap and then into the hands. Bring the elbows back in towards the body. Really push those shoulder blades down into the mat so we've got this lovely open chest. Start to push through the heel, keeping that back of that leg, really beginning to feel that stretch there. Again, great opportunity to take those really nice deep breaths. Okay, take the strap into the right hand, left hand can come away. Let's take the right leg down towards the right side, keeping support through that right hand. We want to be as relaxed as possible in the leg. Okay, so if that means that you need to prop that right leg up with bolsters, cushions, whatever you've got, then do that. We don't want to feel any stress there. And then bringing that right leg back up, swap hands. Left hand takes the strap, right arm away from you. Take that right leg over towards the left side, coming into a twist if it's good for you. Option to bend through that knee if it feels better. Taking the gaze over the right fingertips if that feels good for you, or up towards the ceiling if it doesn't. Okay, bend through the knee and then draw that right leg back up to the top. Release that strap. Take that right sole of the foot in towards either the left thigh or the left calf. Come into our reclined tree. So thinking about the foot pushing into the thigh or the calf, using it as that really nice stable point. We're going to open through that right knee. If you're tight through the hips, then pop a block underneath the right knee so you have some support. And then take the arms out as cactus arms. Okay, so we're thinking about pushing the forearms down into the mat, getting the slight elevation through the chest. See if you can relax through that right hip. Easier said than done, I know. Options to always prop that knee up if it just feels a little bit more comfortable. You're not going to be quite so tense, which means you'll probably get more out of it. Keep pushing down through the forearms. And then releasing off. Right hand can take hold of that right thigh. Just bring that right leg back up to center. And then draw the right knee right in towards the shoulder. Interlace the fingers just below the knee. Give your right side a big, lovely squeeze. Keep those shoulders back and down, chest open. Start to push through the heels of both sides if you haven't already. All of this so far with the eyes closed. Isn't that glorious? And those lovely deep breaths. It's option to sigh it all away. Okay, and then from here, let's take that right leg into a half happy baby. So take that right hand to the outside of that right foot and then draw knee in towards armpit. Option here to take that left arm into a cactus arm. Keep pushing through that left heel. We want to think about that left hip really anchoring down to keep us nice and balanced. If this is really intense for you, you can use a strap to grab hold of the foot, making your half happy baby maybe a little bit more comfortable for you. There's always an option, always a prop that can help us out. Okay, from here, let's release that foot off and then take it away. Okay, so we need our strap to hand here. We're going to take that left leg high, start to push through the heel, feeling into the hip flexor, feeling into the core, lower back pushes down into the mat to give us some support. If you don't want this, take the strap straight away, hook the foot. Okay. If you're hanging in there with a little bit of strength today, then brilliant. Let's do that. Take another breath or two until we realize that left leg got really heavy. And then hook the foot with the strap. And then start to bend those elbows in towards the body, allowing you to push that foot deep into the strap so we can get that lovely stretch down the back of that left leg. Relax into the neck. Opportunity to take those lovely deep breaths. You're going to take one more breath here. And then strap takes hold of that into that left hand. Take the arm away from you, the right arm away from you. Left leg is going to drop down to the left side with control. Option here to use props to bring the floor up to you. Try and work within what's comfortable. As soon as you start to feel tension gathering, then come back just a little bit just to avoid that. Keep pushing through that right heel if you feel inclined. No one's checking. Okay, let's bring that left leg back up to center. Swap the hands. Right hand takes the strap, left arm comes away from you. And then take that left leg over to the right hand side. Come into a twist. Maybe the gaze comes over the left fingertips or maybe up to the ceiling. Lots of options. Again, if this feels intense, bend through that left knee. See if that feels a little bit better for you. We'll bring the floor up to you with a cushion, whatever you've got. Okay, we're going to bring that left leg back up. Do it nice and carefully, nice and gently, no rushing. And then we're going to remove that strap, take it by the side of you. Bring that left foot into the inner thigh on the right side or the calf, depending on how flexible you're feeling. We want to open through that left hip, so draw the left knee down. If it's uncomfortable, prop with a block. Take the arms out as cactus arms. Push down the forearms ever so slightly into the mat so you can get this little elevation through the chest. Keep the neck relaxed. Keep the gaze, let's be honest, our eyes are closed, but you can take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Just feeling nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed. Keep pushing that sole of the foot into the inner thigh or the calf. Keep thinking about that left hip opening with the knee drawing down towards the mat. And then from here, let's release our tree. Let's take that left knee up. We're going to draw the knee in towards the body, interlace the fingers just below the knee, and then drawing that knee right in towards the shoulder. Start to push through both heels if you feel inclined to. Keep those shoulders back and down. Feel into that little pinch into the hip. Keep the neck relaxed. And then options here. Remember, we're going to go into our half happy baby. So if you need to use a strap, then do. If not, that left hand can take the outside of that left foot, drawing knee in towards the armpit. And then that right hand can either come away from you or cactus arms, whatever feels good. You know, my default is a cactus arm. I always think it feels so nice. Keep pushing through that right heel. Keep thinking about that right leg being your anchor, your stability, whilst that left leg is lifted. Okay, nice and slowly release that left leg. Use your right hand for support if you need to. We're going to draw both knees in towards us and then just take some really lovely circles on the lower back. Doing what feels good for you. Taking them one way and then taking them in the opposite direction if that feels good for you. Okay, well, there's a lot of laying down. Let's see if we can make our way very slowly up. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're going to rock and roll on the spine. Nice and slowly. The theme of the class. Cross over the ankles and find your way into your table. Okay, So in our table, let's work through our cat-cows, but in whatever form you want. Always thinking about taking that movement from the pelvis. So starting by taking that inhale, opening through the throat, take your gaze towards the ceiling. Think about the sit bones towards the ceiling as well. Exhale, round through the spine. Think about the details. Think about the hands pushing down to the mat, the separation of the shoulder blades, the shins pushing down too. Feel the stretch of the skin against the spine. And then making whatever shapes you feel like making. So really moving through in a really dynamic fashion. And then if you want to take some circular motions because it feels good, then do. Noticing into the sensations. So thinking about the movement through the arms into the shoulders, and then feeling through the core, through the hips, all the way through the spine, just noticing those details. And then when you're ready, come to pause in your table. Okay, nice. All right, from here, let's tuck those toes. We're going to hover the knees ever so slightly so we can find our core, because we're going to want that. Draw the chest towards the thighs. Really sink the bottom down onto the heels. Push the hands deep into the mat. If you've got a sticky mat, it's really helpful. Push the heels away. Feel the stretch underneath the feet, into the calves, the Achilles, and then around the shoulders as well. Pause there. And then come back to your table. Okay, perfect. We're going to come straight into our puppy. So walk the hands forward and sink the chest down. Think about the bottom being stacked right over the top of the knees. If the floor is feeling like it's a little bit too far away, you know what I'm going to say, use a block, use a cushion, it doesn't matter, bring the floor to you. Take the hands together, pass the hands all the way over the nape of the neck if you've got some space for it. Take a breath here. Allow the chest to melt down towards the mat. Allow the sit bones to face the ceiling. One more breath here. If the hands are behind you, take them out in front. We're going to spider those fingertips up. Walk those fingertips over to the right hand side. And then take that left hand and place it over the right. Really draw that left shoulder down. Find that deep stretch through the left hand side. Take a deep breath here. Feel that stretch. And then walk the hands all the way back through center and then over to the left hand side. Take that right hand, place it on top of the left, and then sink that right shoulder down. Feel that deep stretch through the right side into the right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath, allow the lungs to fill, the ribs to spread. And then walk your way back through center. Let's come into our thread the needle. That left arm is going to come all the way underneath the right. We're going to walk the right hand away and spider the fingers up so you can walk them as far away as possible. Really get that deep stretch into the right shoulder. Keep that bottom stacked over the top of the knees. Okay, let's push out of here. Right hand pushes down, left arm comes through, left arm spiders up, or hand spiders up, right arm sweeps underneath, rest on top of the right shoulder, bottom stacked over knees, left hand is going to walk all the way in front of you. Spider those fingertips up and really stretch through that left shoulder. Can you walk those left fingertips away just a little bit further? Okay, left hand pushes down, right hand comes down, left hand comes down. Coming back into our table, let's tuck the toes, hover the knees. We found our core again. See, we've done some strength work. Let's take the chest back to the thighs, sit down onto the heels, feel that stretch underneath the feet, push the hands into the mat, find that stretch through the shoulders. And now let's find our down dog, float the bottom up, and then walk out the heels as sarcastically as you like. Just walk them out slow and steady. Wiggle through the bottom. Release through the lower back. And then find your down dog. Pause there. Okay, right leg is going to lift, stack the hips and come straight into that three-legged dog with that right leg bent, that right knee bent. Bring that right foot in towards the bottom. From here, right foot is going to come all the way through the hands. We're going to come up into our warrior two. Take the left foot back to a slight angle. We're going to come up here, up to standing. Think about that right thigh opening and really strong, almost like that foot is twisting. So you're twisting against that mat. It's not going anywhere, it's still in line, but we can get that inner activation. Back foot pushes down through the outside edge, and we're going to extend through the arms. Take the gaze over those front fingertips. Think about reaching back through that back arm and forward through the front. Very strong warrior two. Okay, from here, let's bring that right elbow down towards the thigh and then lift through that left arm. Start to gaze up towards that left hand if you can. Keep pushing down through that back left pinky side of the foot. Maybe that left arm can sweep all the way over. Find a side body stretch. Okay, come back into your warrior two, and we're going to head into our reverse warrior. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take a forward lean, as forward as you can. Turn the palm of the hand, take the left hand behind you. Take the inhale and lift up, 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 up. Turn the chest towards the ceiling. Keep that right knee bent and then begin to just gently fold over that back leg. So we're really putting no pressure through that left arm at all. It's all about lifting up, because what we want to do is be strong here and not be crunching into the lower spine. Take another breath here, nice and strong, and then come back into your warrior two. Excellent job. All right, from here, let's take our hands to our hips. We're going to take that left leg to the top of the mat. Perfect. All right, from here, let's take a forward fold. Feel free to take a nice bend into the knees. Take a half lift. Hands are going to come to shins, and we're going to lengthen that spine. So think here about looking like a beautiful table. Okay, those shoulders are back and away from the ears. The sit bones are facing the back wall. Take a forward fold again. That right hand is going to place down, bend through the right knee, and then open through the left side. Bring that left hand up if it's comfortable. Think about sending the bottom to the back of the room so we can really find this really nice intensive stretch here. Maybe that left hand can come all the way behind you to touch the top of the right thigh. Roll that left shoulder back. Take a breath. And let's switch it out. Left hand comes down. We're going to bend the left leg as we straighten the right. Right arm is going to lift. Bottom goes towards the back wall ever so slightly. Maybe that right hand could come all the way round to touch the top of the left thigh, rolling that right shoulder back. And then coming back to your center. All right. Let's take a moment. Stay in your forward fold. Make a lovely, oh, what's the word? I want to say take opposite elbows. Frame, that's the word. Take opposite elbows. I'm sorry about that. Total mind block. And then take a sway from side to side. Notice where the weight is in the feet, okay? So when you've got your balance and you're over the center, take your weight into the toes and then back into the heels ever so slightly. Just noticing how it feels as you move the weight around the feet. Take the opposite elbow grip, the one that feels a bit weird. And then release. From here, we're going to stand up ever so slowly, sorry. So starting to stack the vertebrae on top of one another, taking your time, really taking your time. There's no rush. And then roll those shoulders back and down and really feel like that cord from the crown of the head is really drawing you up towards the ceiling. So really do stand tall. Think about spreading through the toes. Find that really strong stance, lifting up those quads, and then thinking about drawing the belly in and that lovely strength. We're going to take the arms up high. From here, we're going to start to take a start to take a movement over to the right. So as we do that, the hands are going to drop ever so slightly to the right side and the hips are going to move over to the left. See if you can keep those hips level rather than bringing them round. Okay, so it's much better to think about moving up and over. If you need visuals, think about a giant beach ball that you're trying to keep in place. Come back to center. Squeeze those glutes, keep that core strong as we start to come over to the other side. Hands come down to the left, the hips move over to the right-hand side. Take a breath. Coming up to our standing. Drop the arms down, shake them out because it always feels good. Okay, we're going to take that right leg back this time. I'm going to switch around so you can see me. Right leg is going to come back this time. Take an angle into that back foot. Bend into that left knee so the knee is stacked over the ankle. Again, thinking about really pushing against the mat so we can get that inner thigh activation. We're going to extend those arms away, reaching towards the back wall, reaching towards the front wall. Okay, gaze over those front fingertips. Nice and strong here. Your glutes are squeezing. You are nice and tight through the core, okay? Nothing is going to shift this warrior two. From here, elbow is going to come down towards the knee. We're going to lift that right arm up nice and high. And as we do that, we're going to reach up. Think about length, 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 always length. Push that right side of the foot down into the mat. And then reach that right arm all the way over. Turning the gaze up towards the ceiling if it's comfortable. And if you've got the balance for it, or wherever you fancy. Okay, coming up into a warrior two again, nice and strong. This time heading towards reverse warrior. So we're going to take that inhale, reach forward as far as you can. Flip the palm and then take that lift through the left side as the right arm drops towards the back thigh. Lift, lift, lift on the inhale. As you exhale, begin to just gently turn that chest towards the ceiling and come down over that right leg. There should be no weight in the right hand. So if you need to give it a little bit of a shake to check, go ahead and do that. Take a breath, lift and lengthen again, and then can you come down just a little bit more. Keep pushing through the right side of that right foot. And then back into your warrior two. Nice job. From here, we're going to take that right foot back up towards the top of the mat. And nice and slowly, we're going to make our way down to the mat, okay? From here, take the spine down, keep the knees up, so the feet are nice and flat. Take them hip width apart. Take the hands away from you and then just drop the knees down to the right-hand side. Taking the gaze to the left if it's comfortable. And then bring the gaze to center, bring the knees to center, and then take them over to the left as the gaze comes down to the right side. Take some nice deep breaths, fill the belly, fill the chest. And then those knees can come back to center, gaze can come back to center. Just hug yourself in as we just decompress the spine, any tension that has gathered. Up to you whether you want to bring your forehead to knees or if you want to make little circles on the lower back. Lots of options for you, but just take the one that will reset your body. As always, you know your body best. And then when you're ready, pop those toes down and then start to walk the feet away. Find your final Savasana wherever you're happy to be. Or find a jumper, find a blanket. Remove any straggly bits of hair that tickled your nose throughout, whatever it might be. Just find the place where you can rest. So just beginning to notice your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. With your eyes closed, I'm going to take you to the forest. So imagine that you are standing at the edge of a field. You see a tree line where the forest begins just a few meters away. And on the other side of that tree line, you see a trail. So you walk out of the field towards a path and you enter the woods. The light in the forest cascades down through the leaves in a soft spray of light. And the layers of the forest have various textures. The lower undergrowth is soft and green. There are ferns, moss, small growths reaching up towards that light. The upper canopy of the trees covers you like a stained glass roof overhead. The light green leaves against the light blue and white sky creates a soft, glowing ambient light. And that light is gentle and it soothes you. The path that you are walking upon winds down a slight hill and then it curves. It's well trodden and you continue to follow it. The path you tread is a combination of soil and roots, small plants, and it's really easy to walk upon. Once you round the corner, you see a stream. You continue to walk towards it. You admire the large trees and the different types of bark on each tree trunk. Some trees have rough bark, some have smooth, some light dark bark and others are dark. As you near the stream, you can hear the rippling sounds getting louder in a constant rhythm. And you see the rocks just below the surface of the water, and the water swirls around, some pouring over others. You decide to lean upon a large tree that has fallen. You wonder if it even made a sound at all. The smell of dark, rich soil captivates you as you tune into the sounds of nature, the falling leaves, the birds chattering. You rest. You allow your mind to empty as you enjoy the sounds of the forest. After a short while, you look back to the path you've already walked. You know it now. It's familiar and it comforts you. As you approach the entrance, you stop and you linger. You turn around, you look down the path. You take note of what you are seeing and what you are hearing. It is a mindful walk. You are aware of everything that touches your senses. And because it is your forest and your walk, it is always here for you. A special place in your mind anytime you need to escape and find the calm. You know that you're feeling rested now, and you know that you are ready to go. You take a nice deep inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, and then as you exhale, do so from the mouth. Take a releasing exhale. Do this one more time. Take a deep inhale, feel the lightness through the body. As you exhale through the mouth, sigh it all away. Beginning to bring the awareness back to where you are, leaving your forest behind and finding where you are in the world in this present moment. Bringing life to the body, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Taking those deep inhales, reaching those arms above the head, stretching out. Remembering all of that goodness that you've done today. Bringing your mind back to that intention that you set. And allowing that great rested feeling to travel with you in the rest of your day. When you're ready, make your way back up to a seated position, and I will be there.